Hello, everyone. Gibby here with Metaphysics,
How's it
and
going?
and today we have a very special guest, the man who runs possibly the longest running tournament in the world, final round, ShinBlanka.
Hey, how y'all doing?
How are you doing
Thank you
today?
for having me.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for being on the show with us.
Quite a pleasure.
Yes. So, how are things going for you today?
Oh man, it's busy planning, organizing final round,
Mm, it's
Same
gotta.
old, same old. Same thing I do every year, Pinky. Try to rule the world.
Awesome. Rule the world, final round.
Yes.
I like that. So, how are preparations going for final round this year exactly?
Oh yeah, man. Everything's going smooth. Just trying to make, connections with certain companies, have my videos come out, more promotional videos to increase the hype for a final round in multiple games. Just getting everything geared. I mean, really and truthfully, final round's only 3 months away, 3 months and some days away.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
before you know it, it's gonna be here.
Yeah. So,
definitely right around the corner.
yeah. And registration is already open for everyone, correct?
Yes, yes. Registration's already open. If you go to www.finalround.org, and you get all your information there. You can follow us on Twitter at ATL Final Round and Facebook Final Round. It's the first thing that pops up when you type in Final Round. So, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so can you go into a bit of the history of Final Round for those who are relatively new to the scene or don't know much about it?
All right. I'm fine. Well, Final Round basically started as a tournament for the local area in Atlanta. I'm from Atlanta, and basically, I wanted to find out if I was the best or if my crew was basically the best in Atlanta. So we started a tournament series and just to see who was the best in the city. Okay. So we whooped on everybody. It was a great event. And then after that, as the event grew, um, it spread from the city to the state and then to the southeast region. And it was like by the third time we ran final round, we did it in my homeboy's house, in my homeboy's crib. He had a nice crib, right? So we had the basement where we always used to play, and we had upstairs, and we put all our TVs in there, and we had everything lined up. I had my recently married to wife, Shonda, that I'm still married to, and she puts up with me for 10 years. But
Nice.
she cooked food for everyone. She made some fried chicken and stuff for everybody, and we had like a little intermission or whatever. We ate. The freeloaders ate most of the food. While the people was, yeah, it was an experience. That's why I don't cook for anyone like that.
Dev
But
preloaded.
anyway, yeah, that was the first one that Arturo came down to,
Uh-huh.
Oh,
and that's where the whole console warrior term came from. Because back then, all the major events were arcade based,
Hmm.
and
oh,
was Final Round is the first console major in our community, um, and that's where the term, console warrior came from. Because we had somebody named Michael Mix Up, win the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 tournament. And it was just like, oh yeah, those guys are pretty good, but they're console warriors, blah blah blah. Now, fast forward, 14 years, and we see everyone playing that, like everyone's on console now.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we like to think that we started that, movement. And I mean, unfortunately, the arcade scene around America has pretty much went kaput. But I mean, it was just a means. It was just a necessary means for us in the South. All our
Yeah.
arcades pretty much died probably 8 to 10 years ago. So we had to do it this way. But I mean, through that, we've grown final round from just, a city tournament to, you know, a region tournament for the Southeast to now it's a nationwide, hell, I would even say international tournament now, since we have people
Oh
come from
yeah.
Canada, Japan, Europe, Brazil. So yeah, it's an international tournament now.
Hmm, nice. Yeah, so that's actually really good, being in a huge international tournament nowadays. I know all the tournaments are actually bringing in, say, like Daigo, Tokido, just random names from Japan, but you're actually getting names from other countries as well, right?
Yes, yes, yes. I think it was like two guys from Brazil come last year. Air came last year in the final round. Um, I think a couple Canadian tech players, but I'm not sure. I have to go back and look on the list.
Hmm.
But we had Nin Nin from Korea come before. So, I mean, final round is slowly growing into a national or international event that people from around the world want to attend and compete against the best.
Hmm. And it's like it's at the right time. It's not too close to Evo, so people can plan accordingly for both tournaments.
Yeah. Like I kind of look at it as, I mean, originally we were in March, I mean, in April,
Hmm.
and then we switched dates with an older tournament called Texas Showdown.
Oh yeah, I remember Texas Showdown.
And
Oh yes.
then and then after that, we just stuck with being in March. So pretty much, I mean, March has worked for us. Big E throws a tournament called Winter Brawl in February. So it's really we're not, we're not intruding on anybody's space or anything like that, and it's just everything works out. The final round and Winter Brawl pretty much starts the season for the tournaments, and we just go from there, man. I like to think of final round like Daytona. If you
Hmm.
want to put a NASCAR thing on it, but I mean that's just how I look at it. Being in being in the fighting community so long, I truly think that every tournament has its own flavor to it and brings a lot to the community. I feel that no one tournament is more important than any. Of course, Evolution is our World Series, our Super Bowl, you know, and everyone in the world knows about it. So it's the most recognizable. But I feel that every tournament still has its purpose in the community. Final round is known for a lot of multiple games that people play at a top level. You know, um, we've always supported, not only just the mainstream games, but other, games that some people play, some people don't. Like SNK games, Mortal Kombat, Tekken. I mean, is known that, Final Round over the years supported SNK games and Tekken, to the fullest. So this is like the hub for that. And then you have like tournaments like Caesar's Beatings. Their specialty is Marvel
Hmm.
Yep.
and so on and so forth. Everyone brings their own little flavor to the community, and that's their niche, and that's what they go with. You know, um, that's just final round has been always I guess, a gateway for the Southeast to display their talents, and then in turn, more people have come down here, and it's become more of an East Coast, you know, major for everyone, destination to meet up, kind of family reunion type thing,
Hmm.
I would say.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's what a lot of tournaments have actually become. The ones that are like um, set in specific regions. It's just a bunch of friends getting together and meeting up with new people in the scene, and it helps out a lot. The overall scene grows. More people start playing other stuff, and it's just real. I like SoCal Regionals was this past weekend, for example.
Yes.
There were a ton of people I haven't seen in years. Just at SCR. They showed up for whatever. The only reason they showed up was because it was SCR and a bunch of their friends were showing up. So it's that's always one thing that helps out. Um, so is there any one game that stands out for final round exactly? Like how you were saying, seasons beatings is Marvel and so on. Is there anything final round specializes in?
I would say Tekken or Namco in general, like Namco based games. I mean, Atlanta has been, in my opinion, the best local talent in either Tekken or Soul Calibur in the U.S. Like I mean, maybe I'm biased because I'm from here, but really and truthfully, I look at it like this: you take JOP, him, and Crow are the best in Texas in Tekken.
Hmm.
JOP is originally from Atlanta. Okay, boom. You take Josh Park, that used to be the best in California at Tekken in Tekken 4 and the beginning of Tekken 5, but he quit to play professional poker. I used to run tournaments in his dad's arcade called RROs in Georgia. So and he used to, what I'm saying, try to get up there, and that's where he learned how to play Tekken in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Jackie Tran. I mean, it's just, the list goes on and on, but really and truthfully, in my opinion, now people can debate it or not, but in my opinion, the ATL scene in Tekken has shaped American Tekken. Period.
Okay. Yeah, the all the players you named, I remember. Well, Crow is still a
Oh,
big
Crow
name.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crow is from
he's still
Texas. He's amazing.
Yeah.
he's a monster. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Crow's amazing. I mean, really and truthfully, like at following the Tekken tournament, basically the Clint Invitational, because he like won like absurdly like 8 Tekken tournaments that final round in a row. So
Wow.
yeah, like
So
like really.
he's
So and then Crow came one year, and then that was like the only person to beat Clint in it. That was like the first person to beat Clint in
okay.
the Tekken tournament. You know what I'm saying? So mad respect to him. Usually, if you win a tournament at final round in Tekken, that's the the top of the mountain. You proved yourself amongst your peers and the best in a hostile environment, because it does get very hostile in Atlanta when you playing Tekken. So if you can win something like that, like perfect example, GM, he won last year, this past year, and the look and the excitement on his face for winning, final round at Tekken, you know, I mean, I've never really ever seen GM really get like excited and boisterous and crunk like that. But when he won final round, that was the most demonstrative I've ever seen him get. He was just generally happy and excited to win. And that prestige of winning final round is well known in the Tekken community. So, you know, there's only one tournament that's even bigger than number wise, and that's Evolution in Tekken. But I mean, it's still generally known that final round is the Tekken major of the world. Uh, yeah, basically.
So, and you were saying earlier that you also support SNK games. From my understanding, you're pretty much the only major tournament in the U.S. that has always supported SNK games.
Yes, I mean, well, me being an old school player, I mean, I've always liked SNK titles, and I'm more of a Fate of Fury, samurai player personally. But I've always supported SNK games throughout. I will always have at least one or two games playing, or if people want to throw even side joints, then that's fine with me too. But I always want to keep that part of the community and that part of the fighting game history alive, because people need to understand where all these games came from. It's just not, oh, here's Street Fighter 4, which is a great game, but a lot of people don't know about the history. And a lot of kids now, they'll start on Street Fighter 4 or Ultimate Marvel or Marvel 3 and then go back to play some of these games. So it's a great thing that Playmore SNK and Atlas have re-released, KOF 13 on console because it gives the new players an insight to what we grew up on in 2D fighting, with the 2D graphics, the execution high type gameplay, the fast pace. It gives them another option to say, hey, let me try this game out. This looks cool,
Hmm.
So that's generally why I put games in there like that, just to, keep that on people consciousness. Like actually, I also have like a cabinet that I put in older games in. So just so people can say, okay, well, I want to play Super Turbo, but I want to play on, whatever system. Like, no, if you play Super Turbo at Final Round, you're gonna play it on a cabinet.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I
So
like
yeah,
that.
I try to give that old school feeling, either with the games I choose or with the systems I choose to play on it.
Okay. And how is SNK game, or how have the SNK games been received in past tournaments? Have they had a nice turnout, a lot of hype and everything?
Yeah, I mean they had a nice turnout, but I mean you gotta look at it in relative terms. I mean, we know that fighting game genre is a niche, genre of gaming compared to first shooters or StarCraft or something like that
Yeah.
or Madden. But you gotta think that okay, we got a niche inside a niche, so so we got our niche community, but we have you know, hey, this type of game, SNK that most people in America really don't play. So it's just the hardcore fans will come. So in relative terms, yes, we had a nice turnout. You know what I'm saying? But regardless on the turnout, I would still have those games in there just to keep that scene alive, at least in this area, And people say, "Oh, you play this? Yeah, I play this too. Let me, join in this tournament." And then you meet new friends like that also.
Hmm. That's cool. And right now, KOF 13 is on the official list for Final Round 15, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, so I know I'm gonna be out there. But a bunch of us guys here in Southern California are planning on going out. We want to go
Okay.
out and put on a good show for you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're definitely saying that's the one to travel to. I
Mm.
mean, it's funny how you mentioned about how you want to expose the SNK games to the newer audience. And like for me myself, I didn't start. I'd say just a little bit before Street Fighter 4, playing various games. And I used to watch the final round tournaments, and I used to see guys playing, Mark of the Wolves, King of
Yeah.
Fighters, and other games. And actually, I think what you said really resonated with how I looked at it too. Because I would go back, especially when King of Fighters came out. I did go back and I played all those games, and I really did find them enjoyable. They are really good games.
Yes, they are. They really are, and it's just a lot of people just never seen these games, so
Yeah,
they don't know. But when they're exposed to them, they're like, "Hey, this is a cool game. Let me try this out. Let me research it, find out where this game is, and then once I find out and I get to practice it, let me see if anybody in my local area plays it." And
yeah,
then voila, you find somebody, you start playing, you guys become friends, then you go out to travel and beat on other people. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it just works like that.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about our community. It's really, you know, player driven and community driven to the point that it's like, hey, I play this game. How about you? What's your name? You want to get some games in? You want to get whooped on? And that's how it usually starts.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, like a lot of the big friendships in the fighting game community right now started out as like this pure rivalries where they hated each other at first.
Yeah, a lot of my closest friends or like that. We got a crew called EMS, Elders of Mad Skills, and a lot of those guys were rivals in the arcades back in the day in Atlanta before I even started Final Round. So yeah, uh, to your point, that's absolutely true. I can confess to that.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so with KOF 13 just came off of NEC and SoCal Regionals. NEC did okay from a competition standpoint. It was, from what I was told, it was okay. I only saw the top four on stream, but SoCal Regionals, SoCal right now has the best KOF players in the states. We had people come from NorCal. We had Air. Um, what else? We had a French player. We had not as international as we would like it to be, but we had a nice turnout, and we streamed. What was it? We streamed top 16, top four, and we had a 5-on-5, and it got a ton of attention. Everyone gathered around us. We stole viewers from Street Fighter 4. We had a gigantic crowd. Like there are pictures.
Yeah.
Level Up Series put up pictures. You'll see like all of us screaming, going crazy.
Okay.
Dude, I think every photographer was over where we were at.
Yeah, like we literally had five different photographers just taking pictures of the KO13 NorCal versus SoCal, and even Alex Vaya was there with like this huge grin on his face, like so happy to see all this going on, and
Awesome.
it reminded me of the old Marvel days where just everyone was cutthroat, just wanted each other, just like I hate this guy, I want this guy to lose. That's pretty much what it was like. So, but we would like to get some kind of hype like that going at final round. I know if we can get enough players to show, we can do it. I know you have your community out there, but we'll try to bring a ton of people as well.
Okay.
We're working on NorCal. We have Hans from I Play Winner up there trying to help us out with that. Me, Metaphysics, Kane 317. We're working here on SoCal, and then people from all over the states. You know, they'll just flock there. The more bigger names that plan on attending, very good chance we'll have more people show.
Okay.
Unless they're cowards and Justin Wong's entering that tournament. No way I'm gonna enter that.
Oh no, no, no. That should be an incentive.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
Anything.
and like a lot of people, when they heard Justin was playing 13, he got third at NEC a few weeks ago, and I believe he got ninth at SCR. Is that right, Metaphysics?
Yeah, something like that. He plays ninth. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so he's not bad at the game. He knows how to play. He's got pretty good fundamentals. Once he learns how to actually work the system, do the combos and how all that works, he can definitely become one of the top players in the game. It's just I personally think he won't get into it as heavily as like Marvel or Street Fighter if there isn't big enough incentives for him.
I really think the reason why he won't spend that much time is because maybe the combos might take him time. Because being as you got to be on your game in those other games, man. It's the competition's like super cutthroat.
Yeah.
So I mean I think he might have hard time finding time for the game. That might be the only problem.
Hmm. We'll see what happens with all that. Hopefully he trains with some of the SoCal guys here. We can prepare him for final round. In case we could send him in like someone else's place, have him beat the crap out of people. We'll see how that goes. But
Yeah,
I know Atlanta they have their own little group of SNK players. Do you know most of them, ShinBlanka?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Uh,
Atlanta and North Carolina is probably the strongest region for KOF or SNK in the Southeast. I just have to find out if they're really seriously playing the game now. I haven't really talked to them. They were excited about getting it, but I haven't talked to them since the game release. I'm sure they'll be at final round, but Earwig, um, who else? Probably Mr. Arcade. There should be like at least 4 or 5 people. I just call them and find out they're really seriously playing. I know at least like they going 10 to 12 North Carolina people coming. They're all strong,
Oh, nice.
very strong. So it should be a really good showing. If you guys can bring out enough to fill out a 5-man team, I got an idea that we could implement.
Mm,
But
I like sounds of that. Five. I know we could bring at least 5 people, minimum
okay.
5 people. Yeah, we could do that. And for the East Coast, do you know is the Triad still together, or have they split?
Mm, I haven't spoken with any of them yet. I've spoken with like actually some of the newer guys that's coming to the scene in North Carolina, and they're saying they're coming. But I got those guys from the Triad number, and I'll call them. I've just been busy with work, but I'm sure they're going to be coming. Actually, I'll after I get off this interview, I'll call them just to verify. But I'm sure they're coming for that because I told them I was like, hey, you know the California people coming out the final round for KOF. They was like, really? I was like, okay. I think I'll try to make sure I be there, but I haven't heard from them since. You know, like originally when I talked with Jibby, and he was like, "Hey, we're gonna try to come out the final round, try to bring a gang of people." Then I let them know, and then they were like, "Okay," but I haven't heard back from them since. So I don't know if they in the lab, you know, hitting the lab
Mm.
hard because we just got the game. You guys had it for 2 years. So
Ah,
you know, we're gonna see
yeah.
what's going on. But I mean, you got the advantage right now, so you better take advantage of it.
Okay. Yeah, because
That was the message that was pretty much sent to me to give to you guys. You have the advantage now. You better take advantage of it.
okay,
Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
Okay, because
Nice.
I remember the Triad players. They were some of the best in KOF 11 and Battle Coliseum back in
Yes.
like I think it was between 2 and 4 years ago. I don't remember exactly when, but I remember they had they were the big names in the scene for that. Um, and now, yeah, now I mean it's the scene has died out since then. I think only up until Southtown Arcade opened in San Francisco. KOF wise, everything was centered here in Southern California, and then they got the game up there, and now they have players that are getting exposure. I'm hoping like we can get exposure for other players around the country. I know Rogue Yoshi does his thing in Philadelphia, I believe, and he's got. Well, I know Steve H is out there. He plays SNK stuff. There's Saban up in New York. I know he plays the game.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any local streams going on in Atlanta?
Um, Local streams of KOF, not yet. Uh, we have weekly tournaments, but they're on rotation, and it usually is goes between Ultimate, AE, and Mortal Kombat, and then they'll just be on a 3 week rotation. But I was told that they may be starting KOF 13 soon. But a lot of the people that's going to be playing are the newer cats that are interested in KOF now. So they got to work the little kinks out and find out how to play. It's a very different system than trying to play Street Fighter 4. And that's where the player base is going to come from. So
Yeah.
these guys are learning. Uh, I'm gonna see if I can go out to one of their events if they do have KOF 13, just to sit down with people and explain to them how to play this game.
Yeah.
Okay. And have you yourself had time to sit down with the game and practice?
Yeah, I mean, when I have when I have time, but I'm a busy person in my regular life, so I work construction, so I work long
Mm,
hours.
yeah.
When I get home, I just want to chill. But I put a little bit of time into it. I'm loving the game, how it plays. I just gotta get these HD combos or these custom combos down to be able to fully punish the way
Oh
I
yeah.
want to.
Yeah, you have to get those down with the not all the characters, but a nice chunk of them. I'd say you have to get them down for. So what do you think of the game so far?
Yeah, I think the game is amazing. I just don't know how to play it yet, but I see the I see the potential in it. I think that this. I was talking with a friend of mine, Earwig, who's an OG like me, and I, said something that he was like, "Let's don't jump the gun." I said, "Man, this game has the potential to be the best KOF ever." And
Mm,
why I said that is because it's solid, it looks good, blah blah blah, whatever. But this game may have the potential to cross over and be a mainstream game,
yeah.
not just, the game in the corner. And if it has that ability, if it has the ability to not only be just a solid game that, hardcore players like me, you, and other SNK players would love to play, but if it has the ability to cross over into the mainstream to get, you know, other people to play it, then yes, it would be the best KOF ever. I mean, hands down. So, but that's yet to be seen. I haven't, had my hands on it but a month, so I really can't judge it that much. You guys been playing it much longer. What are your thoughts?
Ooh, metaphysics. You want to go first?
Yeah. I definitely think there's a big opportunity with this game, and uh, as far as the West Coast, from what we've seen, these guys aren't going to give this game up anytime soon. The big guys are trying to jump in, but unfortunately, because they don't put enough time into it, they're not making it very far, which I hope motivates those people to train harder. But what I really want to see is more exposure for the East Coast and the Southwest. Um, if we start seeing those guys always putting stuff out, or like maybe like streams or content or whatever, then I think it has a very, very bright future uh, of being something big.
Well, the best thing that I've seen is regardless on your view of the net code is that to make it great. But regardless on how people views of the net code, everyone still agree it's a great game, and
Yeah.
that's a big plus
Hmm.
because normally if people had unsatisfactory net code play, they would just drop the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over.
Hmm.
So that right there is a testament of how well made KOF 13 is. You know what I'm saying? And with everyone saying, "Oh, this is an awesome game. I'm going to play it regardless," and I'll just try to find someone in my local area to play it, or I'll bear through whatever if maybe they're, a lot of people blame things on the net code, but really it's their, 56K internet connection. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, you know, it is what it is, and those people always have problems regardless.
Hmm.
But you know what I'm saying? Either way it goes, regardless on netcode or anything like that, it's a great game and a lot of people are playing it. And that's the most important thing to me.
Hmm. And this is, I know I've been in the scene. And as far as I know, I've been in the scene the longest out of all the SNK people, and this is no KOF game has gotten this much attention. The closest was 2002, but that literally died out within a month or two. Um, yeah, it went through its peaks and valleys, but right now is definitely the time for the community to try to capitalize on this. But
Hmm.
we need to like get our names out there. We need to pretty much the best way to say it is whore out the game as much as possible. Get as much attention for it as we can because it's people love it already. Whether they can play it or not, they love the game. They just love watching it. And all these streams going on for it, SCR, everything so far has been proof of that. People just love the game. Before KOF was considered that broken SNK game, the glitchy SNK game. Now, I mean, what this is the most solid KOF game to date. Um, Practically no bugs, discovered at least. It's fairly balanced. Every character is viable. Before it was just you pick what is it, like 5 to 10 characters, and that was it. Those are the only 10 characters you'd see in high level play. Now you see a nice variety, which is cool. So hopefully, what I'd like to see is East Coast players and Southeast players just come up with new stuff, stuff that
Yeah.
we don't do here in SoCal or just anywhere in California. Because the NorCal players, they kind of surprised me. They did stuff that I haven't seen any of the SoCal players do. So I'm assuming you guys have a bigger player base out there, so you guys should come up with some pretty good stuff.
Well, we do have the player base, but we are spread out also.
Mm.
Um, as the East Coast generally is, we're in pockets.
Mhm.
So you may have, I mean, I don't even know if anyone's playing this in Florida, or Alabama, South Carolina. I mean, there's good players all around the Southeast that's not known, but they show up at the tournament. It's like, wow,
Yeah,
these guys are good. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, everyone here in this region has not had an arcade within 1,000 to however far it is to California, 3,000 miles, you know, have seen KOF 13 in the arcade, period. Now,
Okay.
maybe people in New York, maybe somewhere in New York, they still got an arcade that had KOF 13, but no one in the Southeast region from, North Carolina all the way down to Florida has ever seen KOF 13 in arcade. So
Oh yeah.
we generally just got the game, you know.
Okay.
We're just filling out. So we still got training wheels on, got a bib on. But hopefully, people at least be able to take off the bib when it comes to, playing a game by the time final round comes around.
Okay. Yes. So far, I know. Well, us here in California, I know Fubar had it in UFO for a while in Austin. It was at Planet Zero. I believe it's still at Planet Zero in Houston. Chinatown Fair had it. Then it moved to the game itself moved to Henry Sen's new arcade, the next level, and Chicago. I don't know exactly where it is in Chicago, but Chicago had the game too.
Okay.
So I mean, you figure though, like those areas would have the most exposure right now, since they did have the game. They would get used to it. They know all the stuff. They have an advantage, but we'll see when things come down to it. Because I know there will be new players just coming out of nowhere, like taking everyone by surprise.
Yeah, I mean, case in point, Justin. I mean, he's been in California,
Hmm.
but just
Yeah.
like he said, he hasn't played. So, I mean, that can happen in any region. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But literally, in the Southeast region, no one has touched it except for this month. So, I mean, I played a couple of people. I just got it for Xbox Live, and played a couple of people from North Carolina already, and they're getting good. They're already better than me. So, I mean, the worst whoopings I've taken was from those guys. So, I mean, in general. So, I really don't know how to play the game yet. It seems like they have a better feel of the concept than me. So, yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be a real interesting tournament. I'm expecting. I mean, how many people came out for SCR?
We had 78 people at SCR.
Awesome. See, that's what I want to do, and I fill out myself. I want to fill out a 128 man bracket. Just go to that next level for a SCK tournament. I want to
Yeah.
put all the names in and turn it in and say, okay, we're finna start the tournament. I'm not gonna put it on challenge or whatever, a tournamento. I want to fill that bracket out and take a picture of it. Because
Nah.
that hasn't. I mean, that generally doesn't happen.
Yeah.
For SNK games. I mean, seriously. And to see that type of numbers for an SNK game at a major event is only the tip of the iceberg. I mean, this is just the beginning. You know, this is just the beginning.
Yeah, and then speaking of that, this just being the beginning, how do you feel this? Do you feel this game has a chance of getting into Evo?
I think so. As long as the people, um, if the scene as a whole are open to playing a new game, and also the organizers are open to having KOF, at their event, I think it'll have a great chance to make Evolution. It's already a lot of talk around the community. Hey, have you gotten KOF? Because a lot of people had that negative thing, like, oh, the online isn't that good, so they didn't buy it. But
Hmm.
now they're watching streams, they're watching events. They're like,
Yep.
wow, this game looks great. Man, I'm gonna have to go. I don't care what they say. I'm gonna have to go pick this up and play it.
Yeah.
So I want to learn because if there's a tournament in it, I want to enter it. I want to compete. This game looks amazing. Oh yeah, I mean that right there is a great sign that it looks like this game is here, not just for 1 year, because any game might pop up and be popular enough to make it in the mainstream. But I think this game may have some longevity, may be a staple for years to come.
Hmm.
And that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I think all of us are looking forward to that. It is the first time SNK has actually been in the limelight, and not first time, but first time in the competitive community.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, and then
You know what I think was actually really telling is when we were at SCR and we are doing the grand finals, there was a lot of people there that don't even play KOF, but they were super hyped. Like, did you get a chance to see that, Gibby?
oh yeah, yeah, I was there taking pictures. I saw a
Yeah, man.
ton of people. Like you see James Chanton, Ultra David, who was it? Noel Brown, Justin Wong. You saw like a bunch of people just like watching the finals. Like they were getting just as hype as the rest of the crowd was.
Yeah, man.
So
Well, I
it's
can tell you from the stream perspective that there was a lot of people hype in the stream.
oh okay. Yeah, I
A
got them.
lot of
Oh yeah. It's just I wish they saved those stream chats so like we can see them in the future. Like after an event's over, we could see them. That'd be nice because we really do want to see what people on the stream were saying.
Well, some streams actually record um, their stream chats, and
Mm.
then some don't. I mean, sometimes you just don't want that content
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
part of your archives,
yeah. Or like you don't want to see nothing but flow face all over the chat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You just see a big stream of flow face, or something like that.
Okay. So yeah, so final round's gonna be March. What is it? March 2nd to 4th.
No, final round is March 2nd through the 4th. It's a 3-day event.
Okay.
Okay,
And
2012.
okay, and right now, do you know if you have any big names attending right now that you
Well,
can announce? Actually, I should say that
that
you
I
can.
can announce. Well, I can announce that Mr. Valier said that he was coming.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
said he was coming out to the South Coast, and I talked to Latif. He said he was going to come out. Uh, but players that's on the SK side, I mean, I'll just have to look and see and ask around. I'll definitely try to confirm if the triad's coming. I'm sure they are. I'll just confirm. I'll probably put that up or tell them to post
Yeah.
on SRK or Dream Council, whatever.
Mhm. Yeah.
But
Come.
yeah, um, other than that, I mean, usually people, I know Justin never misses a final round,
Mhm.
so most likely he'll be here. Arturo, I mean, Wolf Crone, I mean, that's pretty much most of the East Coast top players. I know Peter Rosa, Combo Fiend said he's not missing. He's going to defend his title,
Yeah.
so he'll be
Nice.
back. Uh, yeah, I mean I'm trying to see a couple of people from Europe told me they're going to try to come, but
Oh,
I have
nice.
to confirm. Some of the guys that played on I guess their local little battles on Wednesday. It's either Wednesday, no, Tuesday, excuse me, on Tuesday. They play in London. So, I mean, a couple of those guys are going to try to come out, but we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I'm really excited. Also, I can't forget that we're actually going to have, the final round Japanese team come, the winners of
Nice.
final round bats. And what I plan to do, we may have an a pre-tournament at a local area tournament place, but I'll announce that for people that come in on Thursday that want something to do. But I'll announce that closer to the event.
All right. Very.
Yeah, those guys should be getting in like the week of. So I want to get something going with them. But yeah, I think the season's about to wrap up, and we'll have at least three people coming from there, maybe more.
Oh, nice.
But we basically run a red band in Japan,
Hmm.
and whoever accumulates the top three that accumulates enough points receive a trip to final round.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so
And
not only are we doing it in America, but we're doing it, internationally also,
mhm.
getting people here in that manner.
Oh yeah.
Do you know who the top three are right now on the list?
Right now for Marvel, I think it's Frida, and for Street Fighter, I have to go back and look at it. I know for Tekken, it's L. He's the top player in Japan in Tekken Tag 2 right now. Um, I had to look back on the Street Fighter to find out who's in the lead on that. But those two players, I think, are definite. I think they got a big enough lead.
Okay. And kind of off topic from KOF. Well, what do you think of Street Fighter versus Tekken?
Street Fighter versus Tekken.
Yeah.
Actually, that's gonna come out like 2 days after final round.
Yeah. So
Uh,
it's not gonna make it in final round unless they bring the release date up closer. But from what you've seen so far, what you've read, if you've tested it out at Evo anywhere, what are your personal feelings on it so far?
well, um, my thing is, I don't know what direction this game is going. I love to see it, but I just right now I'm trying to get a feel on what this game is actually going to be. I just don't. Right now, I don't know. I really don't know what to think about it right now. I haven't seen it, except for the early build that I got to play at Evolution. So I just really don't know exactly how I feel about it.
Mm,
I mean, really, truthfully, I mean, I'll just be honest.
yeah.
Um, I can't wait to test it out, after the final round. But actually, I won't test it out till probably a week after. I need a break from games after the final round. I'll just be honest. I just need a break,
Yeah.
a serious break from the games at the final round.
Okay. Yeah, well, hopefully Capcom rep does decide to show up the final round and bring the game. That would be nice. Like bring the final build for everyone to see before its release.
Yeah, that would be nice. Hey, Seth Killian, I'm talking to you. But but no, I mean it would be a great thing. But I'm thinking they have like a release party or something like that in California
Oh
around
yeah.
the time. I think if I can't remember the exact date, but I think it's at in LA somewhere secretive, and it's the same weekend. I think.
Oh, okay.
but don't quote me on that.
All right. Yeah, it would suck if it was the same weekend as final round. I mean, me personally, I think that would just be a bad time to do it. They can do it some other time, but we'll see how that goes. I know all the Capcom release parties here in LA have been like really packed. I'm
Yeah.
surprised like fire marshals never came and shut the place down.
Hey, don't give anyone any ideas now. You never know who's listening to these podcasts.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Sorry about that, everyone. I'll omit that last statement.
Yeah, don't give
Um,
someone spot like that.
yeah. So, but yeah, I think I mean from what I'm reading from everyone, Street Fighter versus Tekken isn't being well received yet. So, but I still think it's going to be big. It won't be as big as say Street Fighter 4 or Marvel, in my opinion, but it will be a big game.
Well, only time will tell.
Yeah.
No, when the game is released, then we can make our, judgments on it then. I don't like to judge a game before it's released
Hmm.
because you never know what's going to happen. But just just sit back, watch because, people had the same thoughts about Marvel 3. Oh, it's just TVC
Oh
2,
yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Now everyone and their mama love it.
Hmm.
So the same thing can happen with TVC. I mean, excuse me, with Street Fighter Cross Tekken. You know, you just have to wait and see.
Okay. And right now, what's the lineup for final round?
Right now, our lineup is KOF 13, Street Fighter 4, AE 2012 edition, Ultimate Marvel 3, Tekken 6, Tekken Tag Tournament. That's on the hybrid disc that was just released.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's the original. It's just in HD. And now you can play it on your PlayStation 3, basically.
Nice.
And you have Soul Calibur 5 that's going to be released by the time final round.
Hmm.
Um, Mortal Kombat 9. Did I forget anything?
Is Tekken Tag 2 gonna be there?
Uh, I don't know.
Oh,
I doubt it.
okay.
It- Unless some magical pixie dust stuff happen, you know.
Alright.
I mean, I don't own an arcade, so and that system looked like it's gonna be a little bit too much for me.
Yeah.
But uh, I would love to have it there. Um, what else? Did I think Skullgirls is gonna be out, but I haven't got a confirmation on that
Mm. Yeah, the release date has been pushed back several times now.
games yet. But if it's out, it's a good possibility that I would have that
Hmm.
in, in the roster. Um, Also, there might be a side tournament for Alpha 2 because
Oh.
that's my favorite game and I have it on my cabinet. So if anybody
Nice.
want to get whooped on, then we can get that going.
All right, I'll enter that for sure. I mean, it's been ages since I played Alpha 2, but I used to play it back in the day with everyone. And
Okay.
yeah, Vi used to beat the crap out of me.
I always have my cabinet on either that, Super Turbo, or Third Strike. So
Oh, nice.
either way, it can get done. And then people usually generally bring super guns with them. If I ask them, I know a couple guys that have super guns. So
Okay.
if I need to get multiple systems for that, then it would happen basically.
Okay, so pretty much final round seems to have everything. Like it can bring everyone over. You're catering to everyone. It seems.
Yeah, pretty much. Um, I'm sorry out there, no Smash. Um, it's a long story, but basically the Smash community did not appreciate the slot they were given that final round. And
uh,
actually tried to run a tournament during final round the same weekend. So I just said, okay, that's okay, bye bye.
okay.
And it sucks that it had to happen that way, but If you're not gonna support yourself, then I can't support you. And
Yeah.
if you're gonna try to disrespect Final Round by throwing a tournament in the same day, in the
Yeah.
same city as Final Round, then that's okay. Run your tournament.
Okay, so contact information for final round. There's
Dot
finalround.com.
org.
Oh,
Dot
.org,
org.
and then
Yes.
Twitter ATL final round,
Yes.
and then Facebook final round.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Do you have any final words?
Final words.
Yes.
Get your butt down here to the ATL, shall March 12th. I mean March 2nd through the 4th, 2012. It's gonna be splendiferous. I mean, see, I can't wait. The 15th year anniversary of Final Round.
Mhm.
I mean, I just have a feeling this year is going to be incredible. I hope everyone that has a chance to make it, please come out. Because I promise you, if you come out once, you'll always want to come out. You know.
Yeah. Is it just like crack hooks you in like that? I like the sound.
Crack F, what I mean, we don't promote drugs here, but I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, it is an addiction. Final Round is an official addiction. We hope that everyone that comes out enjoys their time. Usually that's the case. Some people get salty because they lost, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. On that, I can't help that you suck, but I can, run the best tournament that you ever been to, and
Mhm.
hopefully you'll be back for more and more for years to come. Final Round isn't going anywhere, so we hope anyone that partakes in our hobby, and our passion, to please come out, compete, you know, and don't just be a stream monster, come out and participate.
Okay.
I mean, oh yeah, we'll have two streams, by the way. Um, One ran by Mr. Victor Font, uh,
Ooh.
Team Spooky, and the other will be run by Funky P. That's a local streamer. He's So please check those out. If you can't make it, I advise you to make it. But if you can't and you want to get your stream monster on, your stream creep on, as I call it, you wanna
Street creep.
I like that.
yeah, if you want to get your stream creep on, then just check out those two streams and just leave your. Don't even cut off your computer. Don't have your screensaver on. You know, just leave it on both of those, split screen it, and then enjoy. Because we're gonna have something in store on each stream for both of you to view both and enjoy both. So yeah,
Nice.
I'm already hyped, man.
Yeah, I know. I want final round to come next week already.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. The funny thing is, I'm telling you, right after bowl season, excuse me, right after the Super Bowl, it seems like final round is just there, and then people, they try to procrastinate and they wait for the last minute to try to get their rooms and stuff. And then I say, up, rooms are sold out. ShinBlanka, can you get some more rooms released? Man, I already bought my tickets and, I won't have no place to stay. So it's just like, I advise everyone to try to go. If you know you're going to come, and especially if you already got your tickets or about to buy your tickets, get your room. Because once like the middle of February hit or the beginning of February, they start selling out like that. So, and you don't want to be there at the event trying to get rooms because then they jack up the price of like 130 a night, stuff like that. That's not cool. That's not popular.
Yeah.
Don't.
And
Uh,
most gamers are kind of broke, so
yeah, I
it
mean, I
would.
understand that. I
Yeah.
understand that. But don't try to get there last second,
Mhm.
because it does not help you on your trip. Trust me.
Hmm.
So uh, just plan accordingly. Everyone, drive safely or fly. Have a nice trip flying, and we'll see you out here in the A, shorty.
All
That's all.
right. Okay, so we'd like to thank you for joining us, ShinBlanka.
Thank y'all
Yeah,
for having me.
definitely. Thanks, man.
Metaphysics, thanks for helping me out with this.
No problem. Anytime.
So I hope the three of us can get together and beat each other down in some KOF 13 come final
Yeah.
round.
Yes. That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right. So everyone, stay tuned for my next podcast. I don't know who I'll have on, but it's very likely going to be a pretty big name in the SNK scene. Yeah. Everyone have a great day, great night, whatever. Metaphysics.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for having me on, and great interview, ShinBlanka, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Thank y'all for having me on. Y'all have a good night.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
Happy holidays to everybody. Peace.